Reefer, away!
Welcome back, everyone, to the Lockdown Throwdown Invite Grand Final. We have Ascent.EU versus Valorant. It's been a long journey. It's been one hell of a tournament. I'm so proud of everyone for actually just all the support and amazing people that have just signed up and played. It's so heartwarming, but there's still one more thing we need to get done before we can really call this a success. And that's to have a good Grand Final. So to help me do that, we've got Viaduct of production. I think he's doing observing as well. All right, that's good. And of course, I've got eepily with me in the co-casting chair. How are you doing, eepily?
I am doing good. I'm feeling it. I've had a pretty fantastic day. The sun is shining. Shops are slightly less awful to go to than they have been previously. And like you said, we have some hot TF2 action coming up. We have two pretty incredible teams and a big old best of 5 incoming. We'll talk about it all in due time, but let's just say there's some interesting maps we're going to be starting off with. Looks like we are going to be going into this now. Like I said, this is the Lockdown Throwdown Invite Grand Finals. Ascent.EU versus Valorant. This is going to be going into our first map here, Viaduct. Watching Eames now, getting just a bit of position towards the left. No one going super aggressive early. See some deep soldiers getting behind, dragging a couple players back now. Amrock going in, get some decent damage. Forces a lot of these players on the side of Ascent pretty far back, but losing his life, and the rest of the damage has been dealt for. Ascent is looking pretty good now, trying to move forward towards point again. Another frag, and it's going to be Seeds backing all the way out now. Most important thing right now, after losing a mid, is to keep your medic alive, and that's exactly what they're going to do. But actually getting to into spawn! Oh, the commit from the Ascent players, still only losing Credo in that entire fight, picking up Seeds and everything they need.
Yeah, that you take that trade any day. That's actually a really bad mid from Valorant as well. They just bombed in super deep, and then there was just a single soldier in outside of him. That was Amarok, and that was it. Everything else was just super passive for Valorant, and yeah, you don't win against Ascent doing that. That was just way too disjointed of a push. Looks like they're gonna break this pseudo forward hold. They have the pyro at least, but yeah, I don't think they needed that to actually break out, but they probably didn't know.
No, exactly. There's not really too much of a downside as well. Right now it's going to be all about... Yeah, he is still on. He's going to be leaving now. They're actually going to be jumping a lot of players in to try and get onto Domo here, but they're not going to be getting the force or anything close to it. So actually, this is going to be just off that mid-win, basically a 60-second advantage in terms of the old timing for Domo and his gang of gamers. We do see Gink on Sniper as well, playing that defensive off-class to try and get some kind of early force or potentially even a drop for Seeds, who's just getting his Uber now, looking to move up towards point.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with the sniper. This just means that you're really gonna have to be careful with this. They need to spot where the snipers and then move that medic in a way so you can get in as far as you want before you pop. But you see Ascent, they're super comfortable. They're just sitting so far back, and they're just waiting for the super pop to come in, and here he goes.
Yeah, it's so much earlier to use now, so there's going to be Domo popping off, but he still has about 50-60% better Uber, taking down Eames, the Demo Man on the side of Valorant, and it's going to be a pretty heavy commit for some of these Valorant players, trying to move forward, getting decent damage, but ultimately they're not getting the frags now at all. Super clean kiting from these Ascent players, and once again, it is going to be Seeds running away with Sorks all the way towards spawn, and Ascent are wasting no time at all, playing nice and close, trying to deny themselves through this doorway. You see Lucas getting so much damage, but the scout has creeped through. It's going to be a little bit difficult for him to hold this, so he will be backing up now towards Cliff. Player advantage still, well, it was the side of Ascent, but not any longer, and the health is bad as well with Gink going down. This is going to be a crispy little repush from Valorant, taking control of point and finally getting themselves some time on the old clock here.
Yeah, that was a real Lemmings push right there. They were basically trading evenly the entire time, and when you don't hold the point, that means that you're gaining an advantage. Your spawns are just going to come in so much faster. You can see eventually it was like 5-on-2 just in actually players being alive. So they're not going to recap this point. Domo has a slight disadvantage. They're just going to take it slow just for a little bit while they make sure that he gets it through. But after that, I think they're just going to get right in there into the action.
Yeah, we do see Lucas taking some nice position towards point. The deep bomb from the soldiers is going to distract things a little bit. Actually, Pappy forcing off the Uber, but the trade is still not that great for Ascent. They've had to flash a couple times as well, so it's basically going to be equal now. Their fresh spawn of Tomas just only coming into the fight, and with 2 going down from some meaty shots from Nevo, that is going to be Ascent keeping things comfortable just for the minute now. Pipes as well, raining death upon these Ascent players. Eames showing his prowess, and this is just looking better and better for the side of Valor. It's even picking up Domo there.
Yeah, really good aggression going on to them, just making sure that nobody can get in there. Domo going down, that's a huge pick. I think Viaduct or Product, more than any other map, just emphasizes medic Uber advantage. It is so important. It's just so key. Normally on most maps you can do stuff without having Uber. It's not that important, but on this map it is super, super critical. And taking out the medic, that's really good. So Ascent, they're going to try and come in and see if they can get something. Maybe an Uber force out. As soon as going to try the same.
Yeah, I mean, we do see Pappy taking this 1-1v1. Oh, Eames is just nuking right now. Ever since his first couple minutes or so, he's just been getting frag after frag. And this is just the kind of situation which, like,
Lucas behind lines
can't afford to do. Oh god, this is going to be Lucas going in, getting the damage, but still not getting the frags. Thomas goes in with him a little bit too late. This has been looking so strong for Valorant. They've just basically chipped off 2 minutes of just, like, basically uncontested timing, and they keep getting Domo at the end of these fights. Like, this has been just perpetual Uber advantage for Seeds this whole time.
Yeah. It's they're doing a really good job of just ignoring whenever people go behind and just kind of shielding him out of the fight. So here comes another big bomb in here. Poppy's going to try to do his best, but again, Eames is just doing so much work. He's really been connecting these pipes, and his stickies are not bad either. So Ascent, they're not going to really be able to get onto this point without just dying instantly. So they're trying to slowly edge it out, but they're not having too much success right now.
Yeah, Uber's going to get used now. Eames jumping nice and deep towards mid, getting one sticky, but not quite getting through onto the medic there, Domo. He's actually going to trade in the end with Lucas, which is just a little bit worse situation considering how much later he is going to spawn. Domo now 90% of his Uber, but they've got to be super aware of the timing. They will be delaying the cap just ever so slightly.
Oh, sold it onto the medic. Oh yeah, gets him popped up right in the air there, Amarok. He was going to hit the easy air shots that Domo had to pop there. So the Uber is going to be gone. That's going to mean that a V-push can come in. There's 2 seconds on the clock, so technically they can still get capped, and then they can go back on it and cap it out here, Ascent. But they're just going to go with this forward hold right now, and they take down Eames. That's a really nice pick. That's going to slow them down.
It is only for about 7 seconds or so. We're going to be seeing Azunis jumping on through, getting some good damage, actually picking up Domo completely. That's an unforgivable mistake.
What? Okay, I thought he was just going to do some damage and then try to do the Lemmings thing again, but no. Just takes down the medic. That's really good. Poppy's going to see if he can actually get the... Okay, see you later, dude. Amarok hits a nice air shot. Completely shut that down. C's going to be safe for now. Kratos going to see if he can sneak in behind. He cannot. Gink is also caught behind lines, and they're actually just going to pop into. That was a weird Uber, but I mean, he's just pure momentum. They just want this cap. Luke is going to jump in, see if he can actually get the cap out, but no one's going to get onto this point. I'm telling you that, eepily.
That was just so much damage. Yeah, like they could just afford to use the Uber or just whatever. It's so important there just to make sure you keep all your players alive. Ultimately, all they had to do was cap and hold it for literally 2 seconds. And they just played that perfectly. Meaty rockets from these soldiers. And Valorant's, I mean, starting this off so strong. So we're going into the second mid here, Vita. What are you seeing?
Looks like we're going to just have both teams sort of standing back. See a soldier on both sides of both teams. So they're just waiting for any initiation. And it looks like we're going to have, it's going to be the red soldiers jumping in super aggressively. Domo gets pumped forward and just gets taken down immediately. Game's going to try and come in here onto the demo man, try and take him down, and they get do. So now the flank is completely collapsed here for Valorant. So they're going to get out, but they cannot do that in time. Gink is even in behind line. He is going to take this scout down if he even retreats. There we go. So another really strong mid there for Ascent. They lost their medic, but they immediately avenged him.
They did. We do see Niva on the back lines, a little bit scary for some of these players. Pappy isn't be cleaning up, but actually Azuna's putting in work as well. This is actually going to be, with no one capping the point, actually a position where Valorant can look to just move on forward. Still 2 players on the side of Ascent who won't be in the fight at all. Pappy just by equalizing things just for a second. They've got to be a little bit aware that it's going to incentivize Ascent to just play that little bit slower, get these spawners in, playing just a little bit around the heels, and then get the damage forward as Lucas seems so intent on doing. Taking position towards the point, but Lucas getting picked up by those stickies makes it a hard fight to keep on going with.
Yeah, this is nice. We both get to do play-by-play for the middle. That's nice of them. As this fight nice is just really protracted. Yeah, Azuna's going to put on a ton of pressure on the right side now. The scouts are going to try to edge it out. This super good position now for Eames. Going to try and see if he can just stick it out. There's a nice little cover that's definitely going to catch people out, but Poppy jumps over on the right side. As soon as it's been pushed completely back, the flank has collapsed on Valor, and they're going to have to retreat for a while they just regain their composure and get some good positioning going on the flank.
That's exactly going to be it. We are in a very, very short-lived, I'm sure, stalemate situation. It is going to be Ascent in control of the point, both teams with their equal Ubers and equal players right now. So it will be all on Valor to try and get something aggressive, some kind of Uber trade, some kind of force, or, I mean, ideally from their point of view, a drop, but that's not super likely here. You see both soldiers can be jumping in pretty aggressive towards point, getting a amount of damage, but they're going to be cleaned up by
They got the force, though.
And Gink. Ooh,
and looks like, yes, he's not even going to get out. They're just going to use this, so not a very good Uber for either team right now. And actually, yeah, Valor, they have lost two. The sword's going to come in from behind. Oh my god, a rare miss from Gink. Eventually, you're going to get picked up there by Lucas, but yeah, that was a miss from Gink. The easiest rocket of his life, and somehow he missed it. And now Valorant, they want to avenge their medic. Going to bomb in the soldier super aggressive.
Beefy little jump from Azunis, scooping him up and smashing him back down again. Equalizing these heals once again. I mean, it's good, but it isn't great for them so far. They've got this heal advantage. They should be looking to recap here while Domo is still dead, but got to keep looking at that time, of course. Once again, about 1 minute 40 advantage for the side of Ascent before this initial cap for Valorant. But it is a slight little Uber advantage for them.
Yeah, this is how the other round started. And when you have these prolonged fight, the respawn advantage is so good. And Domo eats a fight from Eames. Just random one. Now they're just going to bomb in everyone's seeds on 2 HP. It somehow survives. That was close.
That's incredible. That's absolutely nuts. Like, Seed staying alive there, like, it cannot be overstated how important that is. Literally, just Seeds living there may have bought his team, I mean, 40 to 60 seconds of additional time keeping this point. That is so crucial. You see this massive Uber advantage.
And he was like a few inches from taking fall damage as well. He was like popped into the air. He could have very easily taken fall damage and died there, but just barely did. So very close, a bit of luck and some good movement involved there. They're going to do a big suicide wave here from Ascent. Looks like Domo is way back in spawn here. Yep, he's going to be alone, so not going to be building optimally, but that's fine. They're going to have even Ubers now, and they're going to be able to take a proper fight. This was not that. They lost everyone, but that was part of the plan, basically. It's fine. People do it all the time. But now, this is going to be the real test. Are they going to be able to come out here? Actually, Eames is left alone.
Oh, that's crazy. He got so much damage in there as well. They will be forced back behind point, but Eames with his cheeky little jump away is going to be getting himself into a decent position. Losing Azunis makes this a little bit harder. Nevo as well. This is going to be a situation where they just need to back up at this point. They know you cannot win this fight in like 4 versus 6, right? Like, that would be just way too optimistic. Amarok does jump in to try and prevent this portal from getting set up, but it won't be happening. So, like you said before, this will be equal Ubers. We see a kind of partial foothold in terms of Ascent, just peeking a little bit forward, but they know they didn't quite have the players there ready to go, so they'll be moving back towards point now. Once again, Valorant, the ball is in their court, and they'll be looking to take some kind of trade or force attempt here.
Yeah, and time is beginning to be a factor. You can't send in a suicide wave as freely as you could if there was less time on the point. They're going to try to edge it out. They send a soldier in behind lights. There's a scout and a soldier actually trying to chase him out, but as soon as he needs to go super deep, they're going to send the demo into the skybox as well. That's weird. They actually tried to save him, but Eames goes down, dropping him for that Uber. But with Azunis going down here as well, this is going to be a full retreat. I don't think Seeds can even get out of here. Nope, that's a complete crunch. There's a single scout left to try to be a hero, but yeah, Sorgs, you know, he might have added a bunch of X's to his name, but he's still just little Sorgs there in that situation.
Yep, that was really smart play from the players on Ascent. The second they found themselves in an advantageous position, not looking to overchase, not looking to do anything crazy. Now, all they need to do is keep control of this point. 4 seconds on the clock. Valorant have no choice but to just keep on going forward. They're getting the good damage. They're getting the time on point as well. They need to be aware of everyone on every single little angle here, but they are picking them up one by one. If they can pick up Domo here actually as well, perhaps overstaying as well. He's going to get chased all the way directly into spawn. But the arrow taking down Sorex. Nevo is still on the... He gets him in spawn!
So close. I think he was like a millisecond away from getting the respawn bind to kick in, but no. He dies with like his nose inside of spawn, basically. Just not enough. Inches away from being safe, but just dies. He even got the arrow kill as well to just clutch it out, but it was not enough. However, Ascent, they still have a full minute now to make their way onto the point and cap it out.
Gonna be seeing them this time go towards point, try and get a little bit of time, and they're gonna be forcing up the Uber just as they want. It's gonna be charging on for Domo this time. Still getting chased towards main, but surely going super weak, but not quite actually enough to take him down. So Uber advantage will be in the form of Ascent. They don't have ages to play with here, but it's going to be effectively equal players. It's interesting to see whether they want to go for just, you know, waiting around, getting that Uber or playing point early. It looks like they want to try and start getting towards this point nice and early. They have this little bit of fear in terms of just losing control of things. Taking down Nevo, it's going to force some of these Valorant players back. They know that they can't back, though. They can't. You cannot let Ascent get control of the point. They're just going to keep capping it.
Yeah, that was pretty close there. They actually did manage to get Domo as soon as it got onto him, but just a bit too much pressure, and at the end of the day, Valorant, they just pushed too much out of position to really be able to get onto the point and do a proper fight there. So Ascent doing those little comeback here, making the way into making it 1-1, and next mid.
Yeah, we're going to be watching first 2 frags immediately for the team of Ascent. You see them backing up as well just to watch for any big sack attempts that might be coming in. They see everyone.
Oh my god, the one got destroyed.
Then into the skybox, and once again, Thomas on the chase, but not quite hitting his shot. Siege escaping on next to no HP at all, not quite healing, but there's still fights going on towards mid now. So many players taking so much damage. It is going to be Azuna's going to get the bad end of a pipe, and the rest of these players gonna have to chill just a moment. Amrock having to get just a little bit of health before moving forward. Ubers are basically equal now. This mid-fight isn't necessarily over yet, as they do look to want to try and spam towards point. Ascent just only getting control of the point, and a frag as well, securing things just a little bit. Once more, Amrock's gonna get shot out of the sky, and a retreat is in order for Valorant.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing where you're doing a normal push. Actually, never mind, Eames gets taken out. He was a bit too far forward there, but what we just saw right there was you do a push and then you kind of turn it into a sack wave once you can see, oh, that it's not really going well. And this is what I was talking about later on in the round, of last round, where I said they can't do that anymore, but in this kind of situation, you do have the time to actually do that. So that's kind of like a small little kink of the map.
Yeah, this being the only regularly played COD map, there's a few very specific things you can do which don't necessarily work the same way on 5C PvC. Uber getting used by Seeds. You saw that like death carpet full of stickies and tried to use it, but anyway, Eames is optimistic there.
Oh, it's all good. Okay, doesn't get a shot. He was looking like he was going to get destroyed. I think C's just needs to get out of there. He's got a scout, so Cap here. Let's just move out. Gingax is going to come in with the flank, but a nice serve out there. And the pressure is definitely on, but this might have been too aggressive from Lucas as he gets taken down there by Asunas. Great job, and now it's just going to be Eames that are going to come in. So these teams, they're just taking turns by being aggressive on one another, and looks like for now, Valorant's going to come out ahead.
Yeah, this will be just for the moment. Azunas wants to give them no time to get remotely comfortable, jumping in, then jumping out, and with Nebo picking up Thomas as well, that's a pretty reasonable situation to be in. It is going to be equal players. This advantage is in the form of Seeds and his players next towards point. We see Eames playing super aggressive on the front side of point, dealing some decent damage, ready to use his Uber if at all prompted. But it is actually Ascent picking up the first frag here. This is going to be actually Ascent taking quite a decent control over point. It will be getting this Uber force, and they'll be dropping Eames and Amrock.
Oh no.
This is just a disaster for Valorant. Uber is going to get used by the players on Ascent, so it isn't the absolute worst situation ever, but I mean, it's pretty close.
Yeah, I think they need to be happy just that Seeds even survived that. That's pretty much the best case scenario for that kind of Uber. Poppy's playing really aggressively here. You can really see that they're very much prodding forward here, Ascent. They want to send someone behind, so they're very aggressively with the scouting. And actually, Eames gets taken down by Ging. He just walks in on him. Really great job by him. The team's going to get taken down here as he tries to go for the medic. The Pyro has cleared all the entrances, but Domo does end up going down.
That's pretty crazy. I mean,
oh no, the sword is going to burn. Oh, poor Ging.
I mean, from the point of view of Valorant, they're perfectly happy there. I mean, yeah, there's some more time taken down on the clock, but getting the frag onto Domo, getting their heals up, ready to go with the rest of their players. I mean, they should just be able to get the point completely for free. Domo just only spawning. They've got their Uber advantage. I mean, as always, the clock is the biggest enemy here, but they're setting themselves up in at least a fairly comfortable position. If they find Domo at any point close enough towards point, you can tell by what Eames is doing. He's ready to jump forward and try and see if he can just catch him up.
Crater goes in a 1v2 fight right there. Gets taken down. Gate's gonna try and come in and help him, but it's way too late. But what a bomb right there. But everyone else is dead.
Exactly. It is exactly... I mean, yeah, it was everything that Valorant was looking for. The second they saw that players were just a little bit too close, they reckoned they could catch them. I mean, they just jump forward, try and get all of that, get this nice crispy forward hold as well. They've got to be a little bit aware, because actually, Ascent are just walking basically straight through here, so they have to rejoin the rest of their players towards point, but Nevo and Eames not quite getting there in time. That forward hold just not quite being utilized properly, and as a result, they're losing control over point, and every second now matters. Their Uber advantage is going to be difficult for it to come too much into play. Only 38 seconds left on the clock, and this time it's going to be Ascent with the forward hold.
Yeah, oftentimes when you're down a player and you try and do a forward hold, it cannot really work out. You need to be very careful. And actually, we're going to see another forward hold being broken here. Domo needs to get out of here if he wants to survive. And oh, he actually eats a pipe. So now any kind of soldier can just jump in. That would be a very scary situation. And there we go, Poppy going down. Lucas also behind lines, but he actually jumps out while Crater was still behind. Going to take all the attention, but he also did die. So Domo, he has this Uber, but he just now got the medkit, so he wasn't really in a position to move forward. But they're going to come in now. And there's only 5 seconds on the clock. There we go, Uber has been forced. And King gets another airshot, I think.
Oh, that's pretty disastrous there from Lucas. Jumps in, the flash goes off him, and he's actually just going to die to this carpet of stickies from Eames. So it's going to be all about this refight towards point. All Ascent have to do is get 5 seconds more after capping this point. They're going to get the frags to start this off going, but yes, Siege is 90%. It's going to be all about trying to keep control of point just enough for Siege to be getting his Uber. If they can prevent the cap, but they can't quite just yet. And it's going to be pretty scary. They need to get cap time and frag some of these players. A cap time is going down, and it's going to be Ascent. Oh, what a classic mistake.
Thomas just snuck in behind. I don't think they saw him. I thought they had... I think they thought they had cleared everything out, but Thomas was behind them, and he just walks onto the point and caps it out, because they were kind of chasing and shielding people off from walking onto the point from the front. And that's a disaster right there for Valorant. They could have definitely won that if they just won that fight, but oh well. Third mid here, or maybe even fourth if we count the other ones, is the double soda bomb comes in immediately once again, equally.
Yeah, they're going to be going in nice and deep, but the biggest frag so far was the Valorant players getting onto Domo here. It's going to be all about keeping Seeds alive, as we've said so many times before. Scout's doing a good job so far. It's going to be all on Thomas, 22 health, and he should just... Oh, I thought he was going to get cleaned up, but he's actually going to get behind some of these players. Okay. Okay. The punish that he rightfully deserved there. Getting taken up right at the end of that fight, and it's going to be Valorant with this first cap here, their Uber advantage, and hoping to get a good amount of time off this mid-win.
I think, well, probably going to get a suicide wave to get the Uber force out instead. Oh, they're just going to jump Domo. I don't think they were expecting that. They were like, we're going to have to work for this Uber pop, and instead he was just like, no, I'm just going to pop, and we're just going to murder all of you. Everyone dies. Sork's getting a 4K right now. That was really smart. They just completely caught them off guard. The best defense is offense sometimes, and just popping in there with the demo man super aggressively worked out super well.
Yeah, it was so aggressive, and it did exactly what they needed to do. So now they have control of point, they have an advantage. Their players just about coming in with a spawn, so they have to weather this little bit of a storm, which they're doing decently so far with the damage which has been dealt, but they're forced ultimately behind this rock, which is going to let Ascent get control of the cap. But now 10 seconds away from Seed's going to be getting his Uber they can use to go aggressive once again. Domo right now is going to be thinking, whatever happens, we do not get bombed by this same like sticky jump forward from Eames. I do not die to that a single more time this game, because that will be an absolute disaster, and them keeping control of things.
Yeah, they've actually managed to recap the point, but there's a lot of them that are down. And after they cap this point, the respawn is going to be really slow. You can just see Amarok, he's not going to be in there for another like half millennium, it feels like, for them. Whereas everyone else from Ascent, they have actually respawned, so they're going to come in here being super aggressive at Valorant. They might need to use their Uber to just block this and take a fight. But yeah, there we go. They're going to immediately pop this out. Both teams have actually popped this, and there's actually a lot more flashing from Ascent side, and then Amarok jumps in behind lines to just kind of try to pull everyone back, and he has bought a ton of time And this is actually super annoying as the rest of Valorant, they have been sort of healed up, except for Sooners who will both just die.
Yeah, along with a lot of his friends, actually. His friends and teammates, because, yeah, I mean, the health seemed to be so low for Valor at the end of that Uber trade. It was just all about the damage Ascent managed to do on some of these flanking players. So, I mean, they took the players down. Ubers are... It's a slight advantage for Domo, not a great deal, but it does mean they're going to be trying on this fault hold again. Yeah, getting absolutely pounded into the dirt was Nevo just then. The Pyro not doing all that much. And it does look like Ascent are going to choose to back up towards point. Obviously, the way that the Fort Hog will work on Product is you basically need all of your players. Even losing one is detrimental. And importantly, with the way that Valorant have their faster spawns, Ascent just felt like they couldn't keep control of things with their much, much slower spawn on side of Gink. So they can be playing behind point. They have that Uber. They can trade on point should they need. You see Tomas playing a super, super passive
Gink is
position.
Shot here. He's up on the balcony and the medic doesn't know. Okay, he does not hit that, but both Ubers come out here. It's slightly better for Seeds. Looks like they're going to jump in the demo super aggressively once again, and not quite going to be able to find the medic, it seems, at least not initially. But as I said, they're going to come in super aggressively here. They take down Eames, but Poppy, he's going to kill himself on him, and there are still soldiers behind. So this is a very precarious situation. It looks like Emmer will get cleaned up, and now Ascent, they're finally in a situation where they can just keep looking forward. They don't have to turn back anymore.
Yeah, so this is actually a situation which I thought for sure was going to be going slightly advantageously to Valorant. It is actually Ascent getting the better end of that, with effectively an equal Uber, this control over the point. So once again, we'll see a little bit of an off Uber try and push forward from the side of Valorant, I would expect. You don't really want to wait until it's both team have Uber kind of situation, because that just turns into a messy little trade. The damage, as always, by so many players on the side of Valorant going super, super low there. These projectile classes from the side of Ascent are just putting in work today, allowing their scouts to just clean up these players. So Amarok being unable to initiate, he's going to be back in the spawn queue again. They still have to heal up on the side of Valorant. Time is ticking down once again. Going to be moving up towards point to try and see if they can at least tickle a little bit, get some time towards point and go for this Uber trade now.
Yeah, Ubers have been exchanged. There's a soldier in connector, actually. I think he's going to end up going down. No, as soon as he lives, at least for now. Okay, eventually going to find a roller. He will not end up living. So that Poppy's going to hit a nice headshot onto the soldier, jumping him in. And I think that's going to be the turning point right now. The Skink was doing a ton of damage up front. Now the two scouts and the soldier will just surge forward here, trying to see if they can catch South Seeds. Not going to be quite able to do that, but they will manage to just intimidate them back here. But now the rebound's going to come in here with the superior spawns.
Yeah, this is a pretty scary time if you're on the side of Valorant. You don't want to be losing this in a 3-1 fashion. To be taking control over the point, which is the fantastic start they're looking for, but losing Azunis, even with the damage that's been dealt, and Amarok as well. They've got no soldiers at all, and it's basically like they can't really let Ascent get control of this. With only 9 seconds left on the clock, it is ultimately going to be the scouts moving forward and Uber as well, so there has to be an Uber exchange towards point to block the point. They will force a little bit of flashing as well before backing to their own side. Ultimately, that will allow Ascent to get control of the point, and Eames is just going to get nuked down. Seeds as well getting chased by these scouts, and this is going to be everything Ascent wants. All they have to do is just keep themselves control of the point, and they will be securing this first map 3-1. I think we're going to be going live in a few minutes, so this is, like we said, the Valorant pick. Do you think they will be taking this away, taking us to another map here, or do you think this will be the strength of Ascent just a little bit too much for them?
I think this is the map that Valorant are most likely to win. So I'm actually going to go with probably going to be a 3-3, and then Valorant are going to win in Golden Cap. If I had to do a prediction.
I like that idea. Yeah, well, yeah, all right. I'll go with that, Peter. I don't have time to think anymore because we're going to be going live here. This is the Lockdown Throwdown Invite Grand Finals going into this second map here. Ascent leading the series so far, 1 map 2-0. Going to be going into Granary here. Eames looking to roll out as fast as his little booties can take him, getting onto mid here. Getting some decent damage towards Lucas, actually nearly taking him down before Lucas gets a pack there. Early damage towards the demo man is super, super important. These soldiers jumping so high on the side of Ascent, forcing so many players to turn their head, but actually going to be all the frags going the way of Valor, including onto Domo. They did lose Seeds there, but this should be a mid in full control. It's only really Tomas and Lucas who can do anything about it. They're both so weak as well. It's going to be next to no opportunity. I Exactly how Lucas has managed to keep himself alive on none of
This
those players
behind lines
chasing.
is super annoying because the medic is respawning, so they need to go back and save him. Otherwise, you know, he's just going to kill the medic. So he's actually pulled back 4 players here, Thomas. The middle is completely abandoned. There's only a demo man and a soldier just trying desperately to make it appear as if they're holding the flank, holding down the fort. But actually, they would just be overwhelmed by everyone. But okay, Thomas, he's gonna make it back there. He's still around, so at some point he's gonna come in and try and 2-shot the medic here. We will see what kind of success we'll find. Actually, he's gonna get jumped by a soldier. Nice jump in there from Ascent. Really catches him out. So. Perhaps Amarok here could go in for the quick sack to immediately capitalize off of this, but we'll see how they play this.
Yeah, he's going to go for the little speed shot, but not quite hitting it today. His brother in arms is going to try instead. Oh! And he's going to get piped right out the sky by Lucas there, so sack attempt's not quite working. Obviously, it makes sense to go there while there is a scout down, but it is going to be happy doing some big old jumps to try and get forward. I think Zach gets so much damage towards Seeds, but Seeds doesn't even force on 15 HP.
He just knows he has no more rockets. He can't see him. He's slightly out of reach. He's a scrub. I'm better than him. He just knows everything. It's the really nice hold there from Seeds. You know, Seeds is one of the best medics in the game, in my opinion. He's just so calm in all situations. It seems. I haven't heard Seeds ever be excited. He's just completely incapable of it. He is the perfect medic in that regard, I think. You know, he doesn't get stressed out. So he just looked at that and went, nah, he's not going to hit.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. You know, cool, calculating. As a cucumber, he's just like, nah, man, this is all good. Don't you worry at all. And it's an important trait to have on the old meta class. So this is going to be a continuation of this little bit of a stalemate at the moment. We do see players going super low. We do actually see Happy, I think, going all the way back possibly to off-mass. So it's actually Tomas which is going to be going down here.
Oh, this is unfortunate. I think Poppy's going back to get a banner or something, but yeah, now they're actually just 2 players down when they otherwise would have only been 1 player down. And I don't think Valorant actually realized this, so they're not really pushing the advantage, and as soon as going into a sticky trap there, that's really going to save them out. And yeah, indeed, Poppy, he went through to get the buff banner. No, not the buff banner. The battalion's backup.
Oh.
So, yeah.
You got me all excited then, BT. Here's the buff banner. I would have been screaming. That weapon's sick. Not the most used banner, of course, but, you know, it would have been pretty insane.
Yeah, it doesn't have any passive buffs. The buff banner gives you plus 20 health, and the conch has regen on it. So you kind of get a benefit from having the secondary, even if you don't build the banner, whereas the buff banner only builds buff, so it doesn't do anything other than that. But I mean, when you mini-crit people, it's so sweet. This spy's going to try to sneak his way in. Oh, he bumped into someone.
Yeah, he's just going to get walked at. It's a hard game sometimes. He just walks directly through 3 players and then directly into them, so yeah.
He
Valorant
tried
will
to
be...
thread the needle.
Yeah.
Didn't work out.
It was always going to be optimistic, you know, and obviously Valorant right now, they're going to be aware that this spy could come through again. So actually going to get taken down by the stickies from Lucas, who's got to continue dealing some damage towards this little doorway, wanting to keep control of things, but he won't be getting anything too much. We do actually see a double banner situation here for the Ascent soldiers, so there's a lot of opportunities for them to break this just by getting different banner charges, possibly going for a trade or using their charges to try and go for force as well. There's a lot of different opportunities here. They're just trying to give themselves as much to go off as physically possible to try and break this.
As well. Is Amarok? No. Okay, so we have 3 banners in the game right now.
Oh, only 3.
Yeah. But both teams are now trying to do the same thing. They're trying to spam out the other team while not taking any damage themselves, so they can build banner faster. And then they can try to kind of leverage that. And unfortunately, I don't actually have my fancy HUD on, so Viaduct, if anyone hits the full banner, just let me know. Okay, Poppy has a banner as of right now. Yeah, I'm not going to tab out to look at the stream, Viaduct.
We're all good. We're all good. We're doing it. So we've got some banners ready to go. We have... I mean, I'm always interested to see how they want to take these kind of situations, right? Because you can go for the trade and repush your banners. You can use the banners to sack, or you can go for, like, just about anything in between. But, I mean, obviously a banner is nowhere near as good as an Uber. You can't just trust that it's going to prevent you from getting nuked through a doorway. You still can't walk through 8 sticky, stuff like that. So you still have to play a little bit smart around it. It's not just an advantage for the sake of it, you know?
Yeah, very often you actually see the conch just being used for sacks, just because you move so fast. It's basically like a scout that can fly, and he makes everyone explode when they're close. So there comes the first pop, and I think they heard him actually do it. He didn't walk away. We actually saw in one of the grand finals.
Oh, yeah, we're going in. Oh my god, okay, right, banner's been used, and it's going to be for specifically this Uber trade. It was actually... oh my god, there's so many banners going to be going off right now. I think Valor wanted to go for possibly the trade in the repush, but the second they heard Pappy, he's going to be holding his banner as well. So he's just stared at them. He's just stared at them with a trumpet out right now, just saying, if you want to walk into me with my battalion's backup banner, you go for it, buddy. You go for it. I literally do not care at all. And the fear of that is actually going to make them...
watching him jump around with no weapon.
Just like... Anytime you want to come in, guys, I'm ready to go. Just anytime.
He's just holding a bugle and jumping up and down. That's what Poppy's doing now in this game. This is one of those things with TF2 where it just looks so goofy. I absolutely love it. Look at him. He's just bouncing around with a bugle. That's so dumb.
He's waiting as well, and the thing is, right, the threat of that is genuinely so significant as well. Like,
yeah.
that's prevented this repush the whole time for them to get this equilibrium situation. Now, I mean, at some point, he'll probably have to go back to using his rocket launchers at some point. Actually, the soldier's in. Happy not able to shoot any rockets at him. He still doesn't take his banner.
He's just holding it.
He's still holding it. Imagine the faith you've got to have in your team there to be like, nah, you'll deal with them. We'll be fine, don't worry about it.
Also, he's wearing 3 hats at the same time, just for extra spice. Here he goes. They released it.
He's finally used it, and the counter banner's getting used as they try and go through this doorway. Banner now, banner here, there, everywhere. It's actually going to be a fight towards this little choke point. Ascent, they're going to have to back up as well, because every banner in the game is being used. No Ubers being traded, no players being lost. This is, oh my god, Dink's going to be using the 3rd banner of this fight. There's no stopping. There's no stopping. There's just trumpets everywhere. This is like jazz band right now.
Yeah, this is like when in a pub, you have a crit streak and you have a buff banner, and you just chain them together forever. And it's just kind of everyone just die on your team. This is kind of the competitive version of that, where they're just going to use their banner to move people into do damage to build their banner. Rinse, repeat.
I feel like at this point, both teams are... Okay, right, we're going to be going for this Uber trade again. Both scouts on the side of Valor, they can be forcing off this banner as well as the Uber. It is going to be Nevo going down, not quite able to get out through that doorway. This banner is still just about up for Gink, but they've got a tiny little doorway to try and get through if they do want to. I think they're going to play just a little bit slower than that, moving this time a cheeky little rotate towards Garage, but once again, the damage is so significant here. There's so much damage being dealt by these players on the side of Valor, so it is actually going to halt the push. Once again, Ascent will be retreating onto their second. I mean, they've still got banners to build, so it's fine. Don't worry about it.
But why is Amarok not suiciding in and switching to a banner? Like, he must feel so...
He's the one guy right now in the server not appreciating the cult of the banner, and I think that's just disgraceful.
Yeah, actually, time is kind of ticking out as well here. So it's 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining in this round before it's going to reset. It's not going to be the biggest deal just because of where we are on the map. They're both pretty close to middle. But yeah, it would just be another mid fight, and it would be kind of funny how if both teams are just completely incapable of breaking this banner. Someone's going to jump in here. Is that Amarok? Come on, just suicide in, man. You need a banner. But no, he'd rather live than get a banner to build.
I think it's just disappointing, you know. Obviously, this whole time it does come down to this jump in is going to be forcing things off. Amarok actually finally looking to break the stalemate a little bit. I mean, he got so deep there and managed to get some decent damage as well. So this is actually looking pretty good. They've got to be slightly aware of the time in terms of a potential round reset, but this is huge Uber advantage. And of course, there's always going to be banners as well for Azunis. They're going to look to try and see if they can get through this doorway completely for free. This would be the absolute dream for them if they can maintain this Uber advantage straight through capping second and onto last, but they can't afford to wait too much longer. 60% already onto Domo as they're moving towards second. You see those stickies on the little lamp. It's going to be Eames jumping in, not really able to catch anything. The soldier will get caught out, but it's only going to be Happy. They're going to try and get through this right-hand side towards last. 8%, so much damage being dealt. They've all managed to get into spawn. 90% now on Domo. There's players being forced all the way to spawn. They're all on the cap right now, and they just can't get there in time.
Yeah, really strong jump in there from Eames. Just locked everyone out of spawn, or locked them into spawn rather, and then as soon as just coming in there with the banner. He did a really good job of just staying central to the rest of the team, so everyone was just gaining that aura buff all throughout him, and then they just all managed to rush on to the point with the speed advantage. And you know, unlike with the Nuba, you can still cap while your banner is going off. So they just stood on it, and they were while everyone was being trapped and spawned there by Eames. So really nice push there going.
Yeah, really solid stuff. We see Eames arriving to mid just a little bit earlier than Lucas again, preventing him from going too aggressive. Happy's going to be the first frag here, and Lucas the swift second hit. Oh my god, is he going to be able to do too much though? This is looking pretty good. Yeah, Gink's going to go down as well. This is a 3v2. It's both scouts who can potentially look to chase if they want to on the side of Valorant, but it looks like they're going to be happy just getting control of this mid here, winning that mid fight and getting control here in this situation where, I mean, they do have a round advantage. It's only one, but a pretty nice situation to be sitting in.
I mean, you just go double banner and sit there until the round resets, right? So, yeah, one round is plenty. That's all you need. We actually have no more banners here on this order. Looks like he's going to try to, if he can make his way in there as soon as. Not quite able to get in there without taking a ton of damage, so he's just going to go back out. And now it's a ton of aggression here from Thomas. Not going to be able to find anything and will actually die before he can even retreat out. So we might just be settling in for a bit of a seesaw where he was just going to continue to suicide players in. But actually, Emmerich, I don't know how he died that fast, but here comes the Uber.
Oh god, this is going to be absolute mulching. He's going to be so scary for Siege right now. He's trying to get out through this little choke point. But actually, they do manage to pick up Gink in that little bit of a chase. Pappy as well, not quite able to hit his shots, and he's going to get taken down. So there's going to be no real spam here. Zunis is just cracking this egg wide open, even without any ammo. He gets his position for his team. That's all they need for the minute, and this is just one by one. These players from Valor are just picking Ascent apart. Second is already theirs, and you can see Eames, he is an aggressive boy. He wants to start moving through the left-hand side already. This height differential can be so important, and it looks like it's seriously coming into play now, as the Ascent repush is going to be forcing Valorant back onto second, and this now just going to be the exact opposite. If they wish, they can look to keep on trucking on through, but not if they leave their players out to dry. This is scary times with the frags.
Oh man, both teams are just overextending and dying. This is the scrappiest fight where everyone just keeps dying over and over again. Neither team has been at full strength for what feels like a full minute right now. Everyone just keeps dying, and here comes the Uber exchange. Unfortunately for Valorant, they already did lose the point, but they're going to jump a Soda in behind lines. That's going to be annoying, so as soon as he's going to have to be doubled before they can do anything. He's going to take down Gink. Really great job on him, and then just perfectly timed to pick up the connect kit. Super annoying right now for Ascent to deal with.
Yeah, it is incredibly annoying. Just having that little bit less spam is going to make things hard. Picking up Neva is going to make things a little bit easier as we see these players getting super aggressive. Credo as well on the flank, just beasting forward. Absolute champion that he is, and there's going to be more frags from Pappy as well. Only Seeds and Sorts living, and they're completely caught out the way. Demolished by Pappy and his friends. Basically a full wipe there. Fantastic control from Ascent, getting control of mid now, and they can look to keep going forward if they so wish.
Yep, there's going to be a sniper in spawn, and they probably know. I think Pappy either spotted it or has it figured out. It's a very common thing to just have a sniper in the spawn, and the usual counter is to just go left side into left yard, and the sniper in spawn can't really do anything about it. So yeah. That's what we're seeing. Nobody's going to fall for that. Maybe he's going to get like a single snipe, but we'll see. Yeah,
looks like they. Turns out they've played this game a couple of times before. They're not going to let anything like that happen. We'll be losing Gink to some of these stickies from Eames though. Actually, they're taking so much damage to this doorway as well. They're desperately looking to try and not use this Uber here. They're so insistent on trying to get control, but they're actually going to be losing Lucas as well. Azunis with the respawn is going to be coming in with all of the height towards Lunchbox as well. But it's going to be Amrock that's forcing these remaining players all the way out. Seeds just about to get his Uber towards choke now, so worst case scenario, they want to try and walk in here. It will be a little bit of a trade, but there's so many players here, he will have to flash. He's pretty equal for both teams. You see Thomas trying to get aggressive, forcing Steves to move back and flash his demo man. Health is not looking too great, but that frag on Amrock is just enough to force Valorant back onto second. And I think Ascent, yeah, they want to go through this doorway. There is no stopping right now.
As well. He's going to come in right now. Okay, Scott has actually spotted him, so the cradle flank not going to be quite as devastating as it could have been, so they're just going to end up retreating out here, but great pressure from the center. They're going to keep going despite the being completely even and needing to leave players behind to actually cap, and yeah, I think that was too too brave, and Luke is going to go down as a Gink gets floated into the sky. But actually does end up trading with Amarok there. But yeah, Ascent getting a little bit too excited there.
Yeah, they were really feeling themselves just then. They were like, dude, we'll just go off Uber, we'll run in, it'll be all fine, don't worry about it. Now it opens up an opportunity for Valor to try and get control of the point. Eames is just trying to sticky out some of these players, get some decent damage. The trade's going to be coming in, Eames is going to get dropped. So it is going to be a much better Uber for Seeds, but at what cost? As they have no Demoman to really go further forward with things. They will pick up Gink, so it will be equal players, but there's not really people with Seeds right now. They don't have Spam with their heals, and you can see he's just having to actually back up right now. Losing Azunas as well is not the play they wanted here. And with Nevo, I think, possibly in a slightly dodgy situation towards a lunchbox here. Yeah, he's actually just going to get cleaned up nice and easily here.
Yeah, that's a bad place for me for a scout. And like losing your Demo Man when pushing into that second is so crucial because Demo Man just dominates that point so hard. And now Ascent, they're just going to try to slow to inch their way in here on this right side. They're just putting up pressure, trying to see if they can pick anyone off. And actually, Gink's going to be the first one to go down, but there's actually a lot of damage going on to Valorant right now. But I think they have managed to weather the storm here as Kratos is going to get taken down. Now it's going to be a 6-on-3 situation. There is some sticky traps waiting around. Scout didn't spot it, but just luckily managed to dodge them here. So this is a funny rotation. Oh, look at that Uber.
Oh, they're just running straight towards point. They're going to be taking a trade with Thomas. I mean, they managed to force off the Uber, force a flash or two, so there's no real heavy commit Valorant can do as a result. Valorant do get control of the point, but I mean, Ubers are out of the way, and Ascent look like they want to rotate their heels towards the flank, see if they can catch someone towards this lunchbox area. The Valorant players are playing pretty passive though. I'd be surprised if anything too crazy is going to happen. They're actually potentially playing this a little bit too passive, going back through these doorways. I guess they were waiting for Eames just then, but got to be pretty careful. Just a little bit of spam can end up being too much to keep themselves in this fight.
Yeah, it's like I really like this lunchbox area. It's very difficult to properly hold it while still not ceding a whole lot of space. So yeah, you can kind of see just how far back Azumis are. So this just means that everyone's completely squished together on the red defending team, basically. So it's very kind of a fun area because there's just so much different pressures that you have to deal with. But yeah, it looks like they have just completely taken over this lunchbox. So this belongs to Ascent now. This just means that everything on this point is very bunched up, and one like pipe or lucky rocket can't just take them out. They're actually going to try to go for the medic, but gets denied super hard.
He does get denied pretty hard. He does manage to pick up Sorax at least and get some decent damage. You see some cheeky little peeks from Lucas now. He actually even picks up Nevo with the stickies. That's so significant. There's now no scouts at all on the side of Valorant, and that's going to be exactly what Ascent want to prompt them forward. And just literally not having that cleanup is just so important. You see, they have to back up entirely, go back to their spawns. Just a couple frags there, making all the difference in terms of the second control point. Lucas now getting aggressive towards the right-hand side, buying his team a little bit of an opening if he wants. Still spamming these lock and load pipes to see if he can maybe get a little bit lucky, but overstaying his welcome a little bit too much, because Amarok's just like, actually, no, you don't just get to pick that doorway forever. Bad.
I don't know, maybe he just went to Suicide to get a banner up. The demo banner, that's a thing, right? But actually, there was a sniper in spawn. And he has moved really far forward. He's very aggressive position from Nevo. And he's going to now get Uber in. Ascent, they seem to really like these Uber exchanges right now, but what happened to the exchange? It's just an Uber. Okay, there we go. Finally, they get the Uber force out, but that was a very low Uber. But the back cap, not
No, not going to work. They're going to sacrifice both their scouts in that fight. These remaining Ascent players, they want to try and hold this almost 4 versus 5 right now if they just about can. They're going to spam heavily. Gink is on this Z area, and he is actually going to pick up Sorax, meaning the capping power from Valor is considerably less than it just was. And they're going to have to back up as well. You see how aggressive the Ascent players are getting. The second is any kind of advantage at all, any man advantage or Uber advantage or health advantage, they want to start trying and get as much space as they physically can. They do have an advantage as well, so if they can walk in here, get this Uber as they're moving forward, could potentially open
things up. Pressure on the point.
Arrest is just on the point. What? Crit just capped it.
Yeah, there was no stickies on the point, and no one was actually close enough. The closest one was the medic, and he didn't have a scout to heal, and so he couldn't get to the point. Sometimes super high pressure can just lead to things like that. It's kind of funny how that can work out sometimes. It's It's very normal to see in Gully Wars, but pretty rare to see that kind of situation happen on Granary. But hey, it can still happen. So very interesting there. Looks like no fast rollouts, and I'm pretty sure they're not on stock, which makes me mad.
Oh, absolutely furious right now. They'll be talking to them after, but like you said, nothing too aggressive, super early. Oh, the lamp mid from Azunas. I still like to see it. I still like to see it, even if it didn't achieve a great deal. It is actually going to be pretty equal in terms of players. Azunas is going to try and jump forward, get some damage. He takes so much though, and he will be cratering, breaking his legs on the floor. Unlucky old buddy there. They've now got no soldiers to try and initiate things, so it's going to be all initiation from the side of Ascent, and they're dealing so much damage in his little choke point. Surely they can't manage to get out of here, and the pipes from Lucas taking out 1, 2, 3. Easy game for Lucas.
Imagine if those were stocks. He could have done all of that from the safety behind the point. Yeah, good pipes there for sure. And yeah, it seems like whoever does the lamp mid will lose it. Last mid, Gink was actually doing the lamp mid, and they just ignored him, and then Ascent lost that mid. And here it was kind of the opposite. So maybe the lamp mid is just not it, Chief. You might just have to find something else. This is a very passive hold right now for Valorants. Look how far back they are. Normally you have someone pretty far forward, but they just have a sentry and a sniper, and everyone else just standing basically with their back against the wall to get up at the spawn.
Yeah, you can see they're trying to be as far back as possible. This deep jump from Lucas is going to be only really taking down the sentry gun so far, but a lot of position gets taken very, very quickly here. They managed to get 2 frags as well. No soldiers at all, so all the high ground should be firmly in the hands of Ascent, and just this damage is just... Oh lord, it's quite disgusting for them right now. They're already towards the point. They're going to be forcing these players forward, and it's just going to be so easy for Ascent securing this second round here of a beastly little push there.
Valorant not quite able to just finish off some players. Like Poppy was super weak. He's just standing in the corner, and if a soldier just turned around, he could have actually shot him and killed him. So there was a bunch of those kind of situations where Valorant just barely didn't have enough damage or good enough coordination, or didn't realize what kind of situation they were in, so they ended up losing that fight. But good push there from Ascent. So 2-1, they take the lead.
They do. We do see a big jump from Azunas, but unfortunately he gets scout classed, for it is 2020 and scouts do exist on the high ground. Amarok suffers the same fate as well, and this is actually looking to be nearly one of the most dominant mids there for Ascent. They do manage to lose just a couple there, one from a crispy little pipe from Eames, but they have no business staying into this fight just now. Nevo does get speeding towards his flank, and he should be just about getting cleaned up. He does manage to live just a little bit. He's going hyper aggressive. But yeah, he's going to get taken down as well, not quite hitting those 6 meat shots he probably would have needed to hit there to actually do anything.
Yeah, he was kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. He had to run into someone at some point, and yeah, he chose the medic, or the people with the medic on them, because, you know, sometimes you 2-shot a medic. C's going to do a nice little surf there. It takes a bunch of damage, but I think he's going to be fine. So, as long as he doesn't run into a random sticky carpet, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. Nice. You can see how important it is there. Just tiny little bits of movement. Gink getting caught just a little bit on the wall meant he couldn't commit forward. Amarok, though, not going to be making the same mistake. Gets a little bit of damage. 125 on towards Domo.
9 HP! That is close. Just absolute ice in his veins. Domo does not care. He will just hold on to that Uber forever. If you don't have like 100% confirmation that you can kill him, Domo doesn't care. Just gonna hold on to it.
That is scary times in the headshot. Oh, 2 headshots from Gink. Oh my days. Takes out Eames and gets a good amount of damage. Not quite killing the scout just there, but getting all control of this position for his team now, and even wanting to peek in just a little bit. The Uber is going to get traded, picking up Predu already, but actually I say a trade. Domo's had basically no pressure at all. He's not going to have any interest in using, even pick up Amarok, who did try and go for to try and make this happen. Azunas is now the one on the flank trying to just delay things a little bit. He has been spotted though, so he's going to have to move all the way back. But I mean, that's not really going to help your team, buddy, because this Ascent Uber is going to be walking in from left-hand side as soon as they want to.
Yeah, well, I don't see why they would care anything at all about that guy. So they're just going to Uber in here on his left leg. They actually haven't even popped it yet. Okay, there we go. Domo finally just actually decided to use his Uber that he's had forever. And they are cleaning house.
Oh, God. They're just mulching them, all of these players. They focused it one by one. I mean, we saw this defending sniper come out, but honestly, he seems so focused on taking that 1v1 with Gink that actually Damo still didn't even need to pop particularly early, so super clean. Yeah, super clean stuff from Ascent. They now find themselves 3-1 up with a small 4 minutes left on the clock. We're going to need a fat Valorant mid to try and get them back in this game.
Yeah, you can't stand on mid, or you can't stand on the lamp on a mid fight. That's the rule I've established so far. It's the pattern I've spotted. But, let's see what happens here.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing some decent little damage in position being taken. Azul is actually with the reverse Goomba. He's going to get sent into the dumbest position for all the frags, unfortunately going the way of the Sent. We do see aggressive positioning from Lucas jumping forward, and they want to keep on chasing to the ends of the earth. You can see Thomas just fractionally having to back up to stay with his heals to keep his medic healing, and that actually might be what Seeds needs to escape right now, but I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, dude. Lucas actually just Goomba'd a soldier on mid and then airshot the other one. He just did that.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, Ascent, they're definitely going to take this out, but it looks like they don't want to give it up for free here, Valorant, but they lose Nevo. They have managed to get a scout onto it, but Soldier could just kind of splash around the corner. Yeah, there we go. Uber's going to get forced here, and now it's going to be the counter Uber, and there's no way this does not end well for Ascent. This scout's going to go super deep. Try to take out Sorix, but actually just misses everything, and now Sorix, you know, just going to barrel everything into them. He's grabbed a bowl of pasta, and he's ready to just walk into them.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really have much of a choice. 2 minutes 40 left on the clock. I mean, Ascent are 100% aware of this. They'll know what kind of position they have to take here. They do manage to pick up one, but they're losing two of their own. They're actually threatening to back up a little bit. They nearly managed to get it. This is still a 4 versus 4 situation. This frag on the Credo is going to open things up a little bit, but there's no stopping right now if you're Valorant. Oh my days! I thought Nevo was going to get airshot just then. That would have been BM.
Yeah, he was like randomly looking into the sky there, Gink, and then he just also hits some shots. It's just styling on them. But yeah, Valorant, they only have one place they want to go, and that's forward. They know they need to go in here. And Sorix, he tries his best. He does get the Ultra Force out eventually, but this would definitely favors Ascent. They're just going to move forward right now with purpose.
Yeah, with purpose and with a hell of a lot of damage as well. Everything seems to be going their way right now. Credu just going forward all the way around the flank. He's going to be dragging at least some of these players back, allowing the rest of his combo to move forward slightly easier if they should wish. But I mean, it's, yeah, Ascent right now. They literally have to do nothing. It's 1 minute 30 left on the clock. Valorant would need to have everything work exceptionally well. And even off that, a TCM, I don't even know if it's mathematically possible at this point, but I feel like you've got to give it a go. You know, you've got to get at least some kind of frags for the logs, you know, make yourself feel better. Nevo wants to start things off, and they're going to get slightly mulched in this doorway.
It's when you smush two soldiers together that hate each other really, really much, they just both disappear. It's Nevo's going to be the last person to die here. Domo did have to give up his life for the team, but they're going to move forward. This is definitely over now. And unfortunately, it looks for Valorant like they're not even going to be able to get around out of this, because if they could go up and just only lose by 3-2, that would feel a lot better going into the third map. And they need some momentum right now, because this is one of those things that kind of looks like it might just be a 3-0 in maps, and you don't want that. You want to make it a long night and make them actually earn it.
Exactly, you know, it's not a great feeling at all. We do see the last dying seconds of this game now. No Ubers to be seen on either side, but Ascent, as always, taking the aggression. These pipes from Lucas are absolutely crazy. Frags just raining out, now forcing these sticks to be dead on point, and that is to be going straight on and securing this map win here. So, this will be Ascent leading the series now 2 maps to 0. As we go into what will be our third map of the night, which I believe is going to be Sunshine now. Another Ascent pick. All right, well, this is going to be it. Our third, potentially final map here. Going to be going into CP Sunshine. Ascent.EU are currently leading the series 2 maps to 0. This is very much all or nothing for Valorant. If they want to get themselves back in, it's going to start here right now in our Invite Grand Finals of the Lockdown Throwdown. Starting ourselves off on this mid. We'll see to see just if there's any aggressive plays
Keep eyes
talked
on the
about.
He very often does very aggressive stuff. Okay, it looks like he didn't do it this time. Carry on.
A little bit disappointing, but he will be going towards this cafe position, get a little bit of info in terms of where they are. No aggression too much. Some of these players. It's actually going to be Pappy and Thomas getting frags each of their own, and more aggression from the side of Ascent. We do see the scouters dancing around in terms of mid now, and it's just one by one. There's just literally Ascent players winning individual fights right now. And Seeds and Sorax are long gone. They're all the way back to their last. There's nothing really they can look to do to contest here at all. What a weird mid. It just seemed like Ascent was just
like
doing
Eames
it.
jumped in halfway through that mid. Like after both his soldiers died, Eames also jumped in. I think he was just trying to suicide onto the medic, but he couldn't find him. And then all of a sudden there was also a scout and a demo man behind lines after the two soldiers died, and Sora's gonna get picked off here.
What? How could they possibly get Sorax and Eames from an equal Uber holding position? Thankfully, they managed to take down Happy and Gink. At least they managed to get these soldiers. But we can see, like, Thomas is just walking the absolute zero respect at all. He's just walking straight towards the point. Creddy's picking up Azunis as well. There was for a second,
One heavy.
a split
Can
second.
he do it?
Two players, they're just walking straight towards the point. There's so much cap time. Thomas not even used Uber, but they dropped two.
They didn't drop him. They left him. They were just like, nah, we're gonna get a full Uber advantage push out of this. That's just what they're going to settle with. I think they could have probably just taken an Uber fight here, but I think they figured that the respawn wave would be too risky to really fight with, and having a full Uber advantage push here is going to be the safer way to do it. You know, time can only tell if they're going to get proven right or wrong with that assessment, but I mean, it's a very clear plan at the very least.
Yeah. It does make a lot of sense. You see Lucas trying to jump in, getting a little bit juggled to begin with, but get in, deal with this gun nice and quickly. Heavy's going to be the next target they're going to try and focus down now. Almost not looking too great. Losing Pappy's going to make this a little bit hard as well as Thomas. Frags being traded every which way, but it is a man advantage for the side of Valor. As Creddy tries to go hits a big shot, and just capped it from underneath them.
Does it again. He just keeps doing it. Just runs in and just, in the face of a heavy, he just caps the point. That is super clutch by Credo. I feel like that's definitely the second time he's done that in this tournament on Sunshine last. He walks in there and just kills everything, and what he doesn't kill, he just ignores and then he caps the point. So, that was a pretty sketchy push in, but hey, it worked out in the end for a second. 1-2.
Freddy saves it fantastically, the exact opposite of Happy. Going into this second mid-fight now. First frag still the way of Ascent. Fantastic height from Happy as well, just getting a little bit of damage, peeking and prodding here and there. He doesn't have to go for any crazy initiation. He can see these players on the side of Valor are just naturally bunching up towards a corner. Yeah, they can be picking up Azunis as well. No soldiers at all. They can continue the chase if they wish. Leave one scout capping. Move all the way forward to second. They're still going to be just a little bit aware of some of these players. They don't want to get Domo forced off for nothing, especially when he's still on 95%. The deep bomb from Gig's going to be getting no damage at all from Seeds. Fantastic positioning. And we're going to find ourselves in a pause.
Yeah, gonna take a little breather there. Look at Seeds. He has taken 0 damage. That's pretty good for just having been jumped by 2 soldiers. So this is a fantastic situation, I'd say, for Valorant. They look to have like slightly better positioning. I know they're on the low ground, standing far back right now, but I think they're about to go up onto the high ground and just kind of roll over everyone as Domo, Lucas, and Thomas are going to be on the low ground, because I'm pretty sure they're kind of in the process of retreating right now, and I think they're going to end up just going in there. But you know, you never know. Maybe Nevo's just going to get 2-shot by Thomas. Maybe Lucas just going to hit like a random pipe across the archway as people walk up the stairs. This could kind of go either way, but I think that they're just going to end up retreating, and this way Thomas is actually going to be 2-shotted here. So yeah, the retreat that I predicted is indeed going to happen.
Yeah, well, makes a lot of sense there. It does look like Valorant are going to be hightailing it all the way, walking straight forward. Seeds actually taking the arrow does make this a little bit scary of a situation. Very
he got popped
easy to
in by a sticky.
Ooh,
And he has to force.
that's actually pretty crazy here. Much better Uber for the side of Seeds now. It's going to be a lot of these players on the side of Ascent. They're going to have to back up just a little bit, but you actually have a back cap on right now, getting quite a bit of time as well, forcing some of these players back. Gink will get taken down with this back half account, but the damage has been pretty good as well. Lucas actually just walking straight forward, getting the first frag of his life onto Eames. Sorax just by hitting that final shot, but now he finds himself really, really far forward, away from his medic entirely. The bomb from the soldier's going to go in to try and help him out here, and this might just be able to save them. The upwards direct from Pappy at least trades his life once he gets cleaned up by Sorax now, and it is going to be Sorax, the full Linguini scout himself, casting forward, but he's finding that these scouts are a match for him right now, along with Gink being able to output this splash damage. So Seeds all the way back, who's taken so much damage as well, but he will be backing all the way to second, equal Ubers, and after quite a scary position for both sides, this will actually equalize just where we started.
Yeah, and this is where the pause happened, so not sure exactly what happened there, but probably just someone had some rack or something. Alright, so that's all fixed. Looks like Poppy is going to get hit by a rocket, and you might even see Asunas just go all the way in there. Now he's just going to have a Thomas in his face, but he doesn't care. He's just going to take him down. That's a nice little shot there. So this could potentially open up the door for soldiers to jump in again. Asunas would obviously have to get some buffs, but Amarok is already pre-buffed, and there's only going to be one scout to take him out of the sky.
Yeah, so this was, it's a super, super clean force there onto Seeds just a moment ago. So that's going to be a little bit scary, but I mean, there's so many players moving towards this valley position for us there. They've got so much Uber advantage. The threat this is going to be really in the minds of the Valorant players. They're going to be able to do enough to really contest it, and
Gink is on the Beggar's Pursuit.
Oh my god, Gink is on the Beggars in the grand finals. How are they just going board straight to last? Uber has been used. Seeds is now 98%. They're starting to cap towards point. Sorax does get used on. He's going to be going forward deep, hitting some meaty shots towards Domo, but this time they're going to be like, what if we make sure we stay on the point this time? As you see the sneaky little rat that Credu is, tries to go forward. But Thomas somehow seems to get behind, pick up Seeds.
That's really important there. This could have been a very different situation if that very crucial pick hasn't happened. There's actually a soldier hiding in this little corner down here. I think he sees the demo man. Might just go up for the point here. And no one's quite weak enough, and he's going to end up getting taken down there. So you tried, Poppy, but it might not be enough right here. But yeah, Ascent, they still want to go in, but that seems to be a mistake, as everyone's just getting picked off here. Both King and Crater will fall. And there is a soldier on the flank as well, looking to maybe make his way in there. That's Asunas.
Yeah, we see a big old bomb from Eames, the recurring theme of the entire Valorant night so far. Going to be taking some good position, locking these players out through the choke point now. As this will be Valorant's mid to get control of. Crodu will actually be getting a back spawn here, so will just be a few moments before he's getting up to the rest of his team. And we see Pappy hiding nice and close towards Cafe at the minute. See if he can try and get anything, just slightly overextending, but
he's found like another corner to hide in.
More corners, more corners. If you just stand around a corner, you can just frag whoever you want, Element of surprise.
Yeah, eventually he's going to find a corner that he likes, and he's going to stay in there. As soon as he's going to try and see if he can jump in from flowers, but he doesn't even make it close. I think he kind of got body blocked there by Gink, and Poppy, he also did actually move out of his corner and try to make it onto Seeds as a counter sack, but he also just got chewed up by some scouts. So, yeah, both teams down a roamer. Let's see if they do anything creative with the respawns here.
Yeah, quite possibly. You might be seeing some banners come up, as we did see used quite heavily in Granary during some certain stalemates. Little bit disappointed to see Gink isn't on any weird rocket launchers now, but I do believe Asunas has picked up a banner of his own, so we'll be seeing how they can use that to any great effect. Actually, it looks like they want to go for some kind of Uber trade here. It's going to be slightly earlier used for Seeds. Oh my god! Seeds is just set into the skybox, and he's still by choke. He's going to get cleaned up. Oh my days! That's so
Who turned the gravity off? That looks so weird.
Oh god, that's such a disaster of a trade, because now even losing Amarok and the damage that's been dealt, this is just like, I don't know, I said they're just counting their lucky stars right now. They're like, oh, okay, fantastic, that's looking good for us. They might even pick up Asunas as well on the flank. Yeah, just gonna get cleaned up. Seeds just only spawning 40% advantage on the side of Domo. They can look to keep moving towards second, or they can just build their Uber on up. Obviously, this is still a round advantage. Plenty of time left on the clock, but it is Ascent still continuing to be in this driving seat.
They have a small Uber advantage as well to work with if they really want to, but it looks like heals is enough for them. Nope, Soldier almost gets hit by the... Oh no, Nevo dies as heavy in spawn. Do you know how much damage you have to take in as heavy in spawn in order to not be able to switch in time? That has to be done really fast, but yeah, that happened, and now it's going to be the full event. They immediately pop it in here, so wasting no time. Jumping in, Lucas, he's going to try to shut down these spawns. There's some stickies on the point. I think they need to clear it out, but instead they're just all going to go for Amarok, try to get some kills there going in, but they have rotated back out, and I don't know if they're going to come back in here again here, because now Seeds have his Uber of his own.
He does have his Uber. There are still 2 soldiers down. Picking up Gink is going to make this just a little bit easier. Eames wants to commit here, but actually Lucas is basically straight into the shutter. A little bit confusing. He's actually basically straight towards last, but surely he's going to get cleaned up now. Yep, Eames will go back for him just a little bit, so his life will be sacrificed for only a slight delay. No other players on the side of the set now are going to be anywhere near a backcapping opportunity, so it's going to be Valorant moving forward. Now to mid. Soldiers in the skybox and picks up Eames.
Yeah, he just walked through the choke there, and Soldier just timed it perfectly there. Gink hits him with a nice rocket, puts him off against the wall, and just takes him down. As Poppy looks like he's going to try to... Oh, sorry, Amarok is going to try and go in there and not able to find anything. As now it's going to be Ascent moving forward here. These scouts have been so aggressive, just pushing everything out forcefully. And now it's going to be this fantastic push opportunity for Ascent. They have a small Uber advantage, but it's going to be very difficult for them to do properly.
Yeah, they're actually walking in pretty far before having to use a weakness of these stickies towards point, but Seeds is just about getting his own Uber using now towards point, and we see all the players on the side of the set, they have no choice but to back up. Pappy is going to be the only casualty of that entire situation. Valorant already starting building here. They don't want there to be any kind of slight disadvantage, and they know that Sunshine Last is a super difficult last to push out of on just like a man, you know, like a single man advantage, because there's so much height from the defending position on point that you got to have a lot more than just one guy to deal with, especially with the spawners coming in nice and quick anyway, so they're just going to be treating this as effectively an equal situation.
Yeah, we got double ban on Red again, and just this defensive hold here where they just want to just slowly suck out the tempo of the game. We are still at a time where around these it doesn't really matter, so they can play it very slow if they want to. Zedukon does get this spam down here, so that means that the Ascent could actually do a suicide push in here. Or send in a suicide, not a push. Don't do a suicide push, people, that's dumb.
No, that would be optimistic, much like Gink's bomb just then, as he gets floated by several players, but ultimately it's not going to matter too much. Credu did go down in that same exchange as well, so it will be a bit of a position for Valorant to peak a little bit.
Oh,
Nevo is on the
Amarok
sniper.
failed 4 jumps in a row.
Oh.
This is tragic.
Oh dear. Okay, yeah, that's going to spell the end of their decision to stay towards lobby. They're just going to be like, well, you know, it happens. Sometimes it's just be that way. Gink is going to be sniping on the side of Ascent now, so we will see a little bit of a hot sniper versus sniper action here, so you can get the better end of the stick there.
Yeah, the bushwhacker, as it is called, in TF2, I believe. But yeah, Gink, I like playing over. This is basically the only good sniper sightline, so to speak. It's all right. Nevo's just going to take him down, and I think Poppy is going to go down very weak in here as well. Nevo potentially looks like he's just going to have someone open this door for him, and then try to, if he can get some sort of hero shot out of it. But hey, he already body shot Credu, so maybe he doesn't even need to.
Yeah, just getting some little picks for his team. Also getting this position towards a shutter. Trying to shoot through the glass. Buddy, we ain't in that same game. Unfortunately, Tomas playing him like a little fiddle. The embarrassed Nevo will now walk back to last, being like, sorry guys, I didn't realize.
The wall bangs were bugged. They didn't hit him at all. Yeah.
Okay, what can you do? This is going to be a continuation of our little stalemate here. I mean,
oh, Kratos on spy, so.
Oh, yeah, this is a sniper. Yeah, sniper spy situation. Usually, you know, you'll tend to see one aggressive off glass, not always two, and this can sometimes just cause some little confusion. So, Nevo's going to take down Gink. That's going to open things up. So, Credu knows they could be going slightly more aggressive now on the Valorant side to try and peek just a little bit forward. You can see exactly where they're moving forward to. No one is checking too closely for a spy, but obviously Seeds is a seasoned medic of about 1 million years, so it's going to be perpetually in the back of his head. No easy opportunities for Credu, but at least he's getting that free info.
Yeah, he's the camera if nothing else, but he's also in a really good position to backcap potentially. You know, he can just sap the sentry gun and then, or you could go for the backstab on the engineer.
Oh, that's so unfortunate timing. Oh, Credu. Oh, baby. That's just very, very unlucky.
That's the thing with Spy, man. Sometimes you can play perfectly and it doesn't matter because hey, they can just randomly turn around or walk into you or something like that. So yeah, that can be a frustrating class for sure at times. And yeah, Credo getting very unlucky there. So he's actually going to pick up the sniper rifle. I feel like this is the first time he's done it, and we were hyping it up, so he better live up to it now.
Yeah, I want to see him tearing some heads off right now. You know, Nevo's definitely a very, very capable sniper, but doesn't have quite that same pedigree as Crady, who can sometimes just take over games. So,
oh, the mind games
he's trying
in
to
chat.
get in their head. Crady typing in chat. More Spy. Get ready. Trying to prepare them.
All right, we've got a full banner on Azuna, so they could potentially go in here. He has the run fast banner, which it's actually better to have the other banner, the baton's back up against the spy, or sorry, against the sniper. But because then you ignore headshots. But yeah, we'll see. Kratos gonna inch his way forward here. There's a carpet in front of him that his teammates should probably clear, but we're not doing that.
He's going to do it himself. He's like, oh, guys, if you're not going to do it, I will very steadily myself. We still see Nevo on this Spy. He's moving just towards lower, staring at walls because the info side of Spy he's not too worried about just now, but I feel like very, very possible that this distraction of Ascent might be just what he needs. You see they're so focused towards lobby, towards mostly this right-hand side to try and get something going on.
Oh, he's going in.
Take down the gun. He is going in, and he's walking directly into no one sees him until the last second, at which point, yeah, that's the end of his Spy career as well.
They popped the banner here. So Soda comes in, and they're holding the other one. So I think both Sodas had actually popped their banner. Okay, now the second one has been popped as well. So they're being super speedy. Can they actually make it through this choke though? It looks like, yep, they have made it through. This is one of the things you can do. You can just run through the choke super fast. They catch out a Soldier very quickly. However, Amarok will go down in the fight. And here comes the Uber. And this is significantly better for Seeds. But they have lost a bunch of players, and pushing out of Sunshine last is quite the scary proposition.
Yeah, it is not an easy move at the best of times, and with Thomas picking up Azunis right at the tail end of that fight, and this position being taken for Gink here, even just staying here slightly alive. The body shot onto Seeds as well is just cracking the egg. That is this Valorant last hold. The stick from Amarok going to take down Doma, but it's all on Sarx. He's actually just standing in spawn. Oh my days, that is going to be Ascent picking up their second round here.
Yeah, really strong hold there on second. You know, fighting the two banners coming out of last, that can be pretty scary, especially when you're down a bunch of players. But just again, doing a single Uber onto a scout seems to just be Ascent's jam. They do so well with it, and they're going to just be able to counter push in, roll it into last, and they're going to be up 2-0.
Yeah, they are exactly. They're going to be going through this mid again, as seems to be their way. They're going to get that first frag, but the next frag will be a crispy little bomb from Amarok, picking up Domo now. So, with the damage that's being
behind lines, trying to get his way in there, but no, just going to get chewed up by these scouts. Thomas desperately trying to get a kill, but no. Source is too slippery, unkillable.
Yeah, really, really good play. You saw how much Valorant backed towards the choke, even all the way towards second, because they knew there's only one thing that mattered, that was keeping the medic alive, but oh, a little bit scary there, as Lucas picks up Sarx before being traded out by Nevo, so it's not too bad right now, not too bad. They have the mid that they've desperately wanted, they have this Uber advantage, they have themselves in a positive situation for the first time in quite a while. They're moving forward towards second. They're not fully capping mid. They're going to wait for their spawner to do that. Instead, they're going to go off the momentum. Moving forward now. They are having to delay just a little bit. Like we said, their spawner's going to be capping on mid, and he's taking a while to get there. I mean, hello, boys? There we go. They even send a player back. There's some confusion, I think, in the Valorant camp right now. And in all of this, they've actually basically wasted their Uber advantage. They kind of have no choice but to go now. But Domo's already on 94%, and this Pyro's going to delay just so well before losing his own life. Yeah, Domo's got his Uber up now. I feel like the Valorant players must be aware of this.
Yeah, that was a big waste of opportunity. But hey, they're just going to come in here and try and see if they can get down to Domo. He does take a pretty big rocket there, so the soldier just jump right in and right out. And here comes the second soldier. They're doing a really nice rotation with their soldiers here. Whoever has the most health just goes in there. But eventually... Oh my god. They get the force out finally, and then the soldiers on the point here. Eventually going to get taken down. But hey, they got the force out finally.
Yeah, they did manage to. This is going to be a big old advantage now for Seeds. And Azuna's hitting some nice little rockets there to take down Thomas, trying to do everything he can from this high ground position to prevent Ascent from getting through the shutter, and doing exactly that. So Seeds about to go live with his Uber advantage, player advantage as well. This is basically, this is what Valorant needs. They just need to have a good, solid push, move forward, try and get themselves positioned, and finally get themselves around him. We have some great building on the side of Ascent, going to get them on 75%, but the Uber has come in now. Gun's going to get taken down fairly swiftly. As long as Eames can hit the final last little bit of damage, he does get it, but actually at the expense of his own life. There's now a huge 400 health heavy, and that's actually going to prevent them from even walking into last.
Yeah, that sentry had some really good dodging, it seemed, because it just kept surviving.
Apparently.
You know, now I've seen it all. They really need to take that down faster, and then he had no ammo to really do any kind of good fight here. It looks like these soldiers are just going to get bullied out by the scouts. As soon as we go down, Amarok is going to just limp back to his team, unable to just hold on to the second point. And they're going to be set on middle, but they are at a slight disadvantage, and we've seen Ascent, they seem willing to push on these tiny advantages, and they might think they have a bigger advantage than they actually do. But we'll see. It's a very defensive position right now for Valorant.
Yeah, it is pretty defensive, but they've managed to get a lot of damage towards Domo. 30 health as he surfs all the way towards his choke. Going for a little slowdown of this whole situation, but Ascent, as always, they were seeming to weather the storm there before Soros managed to pick up 2 frags of his own on Credo and Gink. Pretty important stuff there. It is obviously still advantage for the side of Ascent, but they have to cap, as well as looking to not have anything too bad happening. Both soldiers going to be jumping in. They might get cleaned up a little bit, but actually Amarok is just dancing and dodging away from this scout. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. Alright, and then even Thomas gets picked up as a result, and they get the Uber forced.
It was all a bait.
That's crazy.
I was going to jump in super aggressively, but unable to get onto them here. Eames too far forward, or so I thought. Actually, that was going to be another bait. And it looks like or Electro will eventually be able to take this midpoint right now. So, quite scrappy fight here coming up from both teams. There's a big Uber advantage now on Seeds. When I say big, I mean 50 to 40%. You know what I mean. It's
big enough, right?
It's workable for sure.
Our control point.
Yeah, so they're going to be moving all the way towards lower. This time they managed to cap all the points before they started to go forward. Eames getting juggled, preventing himself from jumping in too deep. He sees all these players towards spawn. Now they have to focus towards this right-hand side if they want to get the frags, but they've had to reset just a little bit. 95% on Domo. Seeds is getting piped by the locker node, but it's actually 2 players down on the side of Ascent. Domo will surely have to get forced here at some point. He will be using his Uber, and as Heavy's going to mulch down 1, 2, and very nearly a third then. So another last hold successful by Ascent here, and you've got to start looking at the time here, Beta. This is only a 2-round advantage, but there's 7 minutes left on the clock. I mean, that is plenty of time to work with, but Valorant need to have something start working for them.
Yeah, it's that simple. Just start making things work, guys. It's yeah, it's really tough how these last pushes are just not working out. They don't quite get kills fast enough, they don't quite get the point fast enough, and they don't manage to get enough space quickly enough. You know, you want to do all of those 3, but you know, you gotta focus on some of them at least. But yeah, it's just these small margins that mean that they're not quite able to actually push in there and hold it. As Eames once again has gone down, so now it's going to be once again on the back foot here. Valorant even jumps into a pyro there that's kind of got blasted into him, and it's not quite going to be a situation where Ascent can actually realistically hope to push out, but yeah, they're pretty comfortable just sitting back here, just running out the clock, I think.
I think they are. They do lose a 3rd player there. The spawners are going to come in now, so there's only a 5 to 6 versus situation, but Amarok's got in so deep all the way towards point. This Uber is going to get forced off. actually quite incredibly. I feel like that was some really, really good pressure from the rest of the team. It must have been to keep Amarok alive and away from the distraction of those players. So this is a big Uber advantage. They could potentially look to wait for Amarok if they so wish. They know who will be spawning any second, but Uber has been used now straight towards last. They're going to try and focus this heavy down. First of all, will be the easiest frag right now, but he's going to get cleaned up by this Ging just staying all the way towards this other side. He even picks up seeds now, so if they want to fight, they have to fight super, super fast. I've just seen double in terms of those soldiers. And again, they just can't do it, Peter.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. Just they don't quite get enough kills quickly enough, and then it just all fizzles out. They don't quite have the coordination to just really focus down from target. And yeah, now we're gonna see another counter jump out here. Oh, there we go. Actually, Lucas gets taken down. That's gonna make this push quite a lot more difficult. And they might still go for it just because they have a base Uber advantage, but yeah, I would not be surprised if everyone from more like they're just going to get out of here despite the time limit being an issue.
Yeah, quite possibly as Uber has been used. We see some aggressive positioning. Oh! What a spicy little arrow from Domo. Later, Nemo.
That was actually the 10k with it counts assist in the kill streak for some reason on medic. But yeah, on a 10k baby on medic, no problem.
Very, very easy. Seeds getting his Uber, but not getting his players just yet. Instead, they're going to go for the forward spawn and then solo onto Soros. They're going to be jumping through this choke point. Happy's going to be directly behind them, though, with the easiest frags of his life. Yeah, picking up the seeds once again. They did at least manage to get forward onto Domo here. But, I mean, it's scrappy fights happening everywhere, and Ascent just seems to be consistently winning them over and over. This is potentially an opportunity if Valor want to try and keep a hold of things. 3 minutes 40 on the clock, though. Like, I don't know, man. It's hard.
I think it's time for a dry push. Like the driest of dry push you've ever seen. Just get a bunch of heals, immediately go in. Don't even think about it. Don't sweat it. Just you need to go. There's 3.5 minutes remaining, which is enough to get 2 rounds, especially when you don't have to like capture it all the way. But goddamn, you need to go fast. And Soda's in super deep onto Lucas. Actually, Lucas is so weak. Actually goes down. This is a great push all of a sudden. Sees it's alive.
Pipes from Eames. He was literally dead when he killed Domo. This is, oh my, these players are making me sound like an absolute weirdo right now. Oh, this is bad though. This is 3 minutes left. This is completely doable. They have Uber advantage. They have everything. Second's going to be theirs completely like uncontested. I just desperately hope Valorant can get this last. If so, it's absolutely doable to take this to Golden Cap. Absolutely.
Creator is desperately trying to put up a sentry gun here. He might be better off just going on heavy, but I mean, it's a sentry gun and it's sitting in the sneaky little corner. And so far, actually, Valorant have seen pretty bad at actually killing off sentries and just recognizing where they are. But here they're going to come with this big Uber advantage that immediately takes down the sentry gun, but Eames gets picked off. Oh, that's tragic. They could fail a lot of time on the poison time around there, but now the pirate, he's just going to flame all over. And yeah, this push is dead, man.
Ah, it's so unfortunate from the side of Valorant because it isn't like they haven't had the opportunities this game. They absolutely have, but they just haven't been able to convert it even once so far. They've had, what, 3 or 4 failed last pushes in the past like 10 minutes alone. It's crazy, and now the time is just not their friends at all. They are going to be looking to try and contest towards second, knowing that Domo won't be quite with his Uber just yet, but now it's come active. There's so much time that Ascent can delay just by using this Uber, and this is just absolute crunch time. This is Valorant having to go in, do whatever they can. Ideally, they can drop Domo here. That would be fantastic. I think they're trying to get this Uber here, maybe push us a little bit once they have 6 and then get the Uber as they go, but losing Amarok at the start of this push is just going to make it like there's a rock in a hard place and then there's more rocks, more hard places. It's so tough for them.
Yeah, okay, they're going to come in here with Uber. They need to take this big exchange, and counter Uber has been forced out. They actually got some time on the point there with the demo man sneaking his way onto it. That's pretty decent as far as the start of the push goes. As soon as he's in a good position, he's going to jump in here onto the point. He has the paint train actually. That was so close. Really good job there. Domo goes down to Amarok, and the chariot gets in. 2 scouts and a medic. They get it, but I don't think it's quite enough time, unfortunately.
No, I mean, yeah, even in a perfect world, this is going to be basically 40 seconds from the start of the round. However, Ascent's own Gink has faith. He says, TCM, go on, let's go, but I don't think it's going to be happening for the side of Valorant, as the dying 30 seconds of this match will be playing out.
High five to Soldier mid-air. Gink is in as well, and he's dead. Oh, and Lucas with the cheesy pipes that I immediately take him down.
Well, that is going to be it, unfortunately, as the Credo Heavy, his main class himself, is just somehow winning that fight. Oh, I mean, Credo said it himself, you know, he is not a scout main, he is a heavy main, and GGs are being called in chat. This will be Ascent taking not Snakewater at all, sorry, taking Sunshine and the series 3 maps to 0. Oh my god. That was dominant.
Yeah, that wasn't that close at all. I feel like Valorant put up a pretty good fight overall. Like, there were no rolls in the maps, but it was still pretty convincing there by Ascent.EU. They were just dominant the entire way through. It kind of feels like they were never tested throughout the entire tournament. It's everyone who did casting, great job from everyone. So it's just really been like this giant team effort, and then of course we got way more signups than we ever could have dreamed of. So it's been a really positive experience, and I haven't heard anything negative so far. So yeah, good job everyone. It felt like everything has been run really well. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best. Yeah, take us into the night, eepily.
Yep, I'll do my final little shout outs. I'll reiterate what Peter said about all the hard workers who went into this, the casters, the organizers, the admins, the production people, everyone involved there. Obviously, everyone for watching and for playing. Like I said, there's been so many teams going on right now. This is, I think, as close to a LAN recreation as we could possibly get. And that in mind, when we do wrap things up fully. So I guess from us for the time being, we'll just say thank you very much to everyone, and we will catch you next time.